of people have written in recent times expressing interest in seeing more fan videos. So, I have a fan right here. This is that little Sunbeam. I got the exact model. Go ahead and turn it off here so it's not completely assaulting the camera with wind noise. Oh, it doesn't actually say on it what it is. Oh, no, it's on the bottom. So you can see electric fan, SDF 0914B CN. I believe what that means is that it's either a 9-inch or a 14-inch. I'd assume it's 9-inch metal fan. It is actually made entirely of metal, which is a good feature. Blade set's metal, the case is metal, the front grills are metal. The only thing that's plastic on it are these little feet. But it's time for a cleaning. Let's see if we can actually get the camera to show you this. Probably not very well. There is definitely some dirt in there. I'll try turning off night shot and turning on the video light instead. Yeah, you can see. There we go. There's a little bit of dirt in there. Hope it's not stuck on. It certainly shouldn't be, because I have taken great pains to make sure that this unit does not get dirty. It really only sits in the window and sits on my desk over there when it's not actually, being used as a window fan. And along the way, I'm going to gather my commentary on this fan. What I think about it, what's good about it, what's not so good about it, and whether or not I think you should buy one. Although I'm going to say right off the bat, if you are even thinking about getting yourself one of these, do it. This thing is amazing. So, without hopefully damaging any of these screws, I've never taken it apart. I want to be careful not to strip any of these. I don't think this is quite the correct screwdriver for this. I need to take off the front panel, and yes, before anybody says anything, I am well aware of the fact that on the front there is a little plastic protective thing. I could take it off, because I don't envision myself ever selling this thing, but if there ever comes a time where I do decide to sell this thing, I can pull that off, and it'll look absolutely brand new. Plus, I would hate for it to get scratched. I like this thing to look really good. So far, I've made sure that it does, although it certainly does look like it's seen a little bit of action. Oops. I want to round off the screw heads. I want it to look pretty good. Of course, it doesn't even look perfect, really, from the factory. Which is just another sign of cost cutting. It's really too bad, but there's not much you can do. We live in this disposable Walmart world. Oops. The screwdriver slips a little bit. Like I said, I don't really think that this is the correct screwdriver for this. But it should be fairly easy. I don't know if I'll have to pull the blade set off to clean it or not. Let's see. Let's see if we can get this off. So what's good about this fan, other than the fact that it's metal? Well, the fact that unlike a lot of fans that are made these days, it actually does move a decent amount of air. Sounds pretty good while doing so. There's a little bit of dust on this grill. I'll probably go ahead and clean it off. Assuming I can find the duster. Which... well, I found this. Oh, yeah, there we go. There's a duster. It's not the one I wanted. But I'll have to do. I don't know where the other one is. Just give that a lick dust. I should replace it. Doesn't seem to have done a whole lot. Just looking at it. It's off camera, I know, but it was pretty clean to begin with, so I'm going to call that good. Put it somewhere where it's not in the way. And we'll see Oh, that's actually thicker metal than I was expecting. It's not like tinfoil or anything like that. I mean, it's kind of sharp. You could probably cut yourself on that, but let's see. Well, that looks like that should come off very nicely with just application of a duster. Maybe not totally, but most of it certainly did. Just a little bit here. And I probably should go at with a cloth and maybe isopropyl alcohol. Wow. Oh, there's a lot more dust on that than I thought. It doesn't seem to be, it's very fine dust, which is kind of strange, because there isn't a whole lot of that in here. Let me go get a cloth and I'll clean this thing off. Okay, I got some cotton balls. These will certainly do. Put some Windex on it, which I'm going to use instead of the alcohol I normally use. And we'll try and give this a good cleaning, which it should take nicely too. Try not to bend the blade. You don't really want to get too rambunctious with it. Take another cotton ball and clean that off. And yep, that came very nicely clean. Not perfect, but I don't really want it to be perfect. I don't really need it to be perfect. Maybe if I turn on a night shot, you might be able to see how clean it is compared to another blade. It's actually reflective, where the other one is not. It's not as reflective. So again, we'll do the same thing. We'll just do a comparison shot. Again, we don't really need to get too rambunctious with this. I'll probably have to do the same thing to the other side, which means I'm going to take the other grill off. I don't want to take the blades off, because another one of the downsides of this thing is that taking the blade set off would kind of be a pain. I think one option that you do have, you can take off this nut in the middle. And I believe that would allow you to just take the blade off. I don't know if that would let you take anything else off. I presume it's just the blade. But if you don't want to do that, there are 6 screws that you have to remove. Oh yeah, and this piece in the middle here is plastic. So, I guess there's another thing. That is plastic. Oh well, can't really get away from plastic these days. These blades don't have a lot of pitch on them, which is another negative thing I can say about them. If they had any pitch, it'd probably move a lot more air than it does. Oh, there you go. I mean, there's a little bit of streaking. That's pretty common with Windex. I might get some isopropyl alcohol or some glass cleaner. Let's see what that does. I have some eyeglass cleaner here. I might actually see if that will do anything. Probably not, but you only live once. I don't really know if there's any left of this. There really isn't a whole lot. So, we'll see if that does anything. I'm expecting that it will not. So just gently buff it. And the other two cotton ball here. And we'll rub it off a little bit. Oh, wow. Okay, well, I was not expecting that to do anything. But it actually seems to have worked. Wow. That's not perfect, again. We'll see. See if we can take some of that streaking out of it. I'll probably have to take it over to the other side. Well, like I said, this thing works really well for a window fan. No, that really didn't do a good job, now did it? know, it's not perfect, but it'll do, so that should be more than good enough. Definitely very clean, very shiny. Works well for a window fan, like I said. I just keep it in the window and I let it run. Hasn't needed any maintenance. One other negative thing I can say about this is it seems to get rather hot on the motor. Even when it's in the window and it's cool outside, the motor gets warm. So I really have to wonder how close to its limits they're running the motor on this thing. But on the other hand, the spin down time is pretty good. Not like some of these plastic fans, which spin down in mere seconds. Tens of seconds. Maybe this is a little tight. I shouldn't tighten it too much so I can actually reposition this if I need to. I can't believe this video is already running to 11 minutes. But like I was saying, if you want to buy one of these, you really should, because this is a great fan. The only negatives I can really say, there's really no blade pitch. It's rather difficult to take the blades off. But you really shouldn't need to take the blades off for any reason unless you're replacing the motor. Another negative thing I can really say about it is that the feet, the plastic feet, are really not that great. They don't sit in the window very nicely. It sits at an angle, which I could tolerate, but really it would be nicer if I could just set it flat in the window below the air in. I've heard it said that maybe this would be better for putting on top of maybe a register, and you could do that too. Probably would actually be better for that. It's smaller size. You put a regular box fan in the window. Might have to try that next summer. Of course, it's cooling down now, so it really doesn't make much of a difference. You know what I forgot to do? I forgot to clean the base of the unit. Oops. Apparently the little anti-theft thing is still stuck to it. I think I figured out why. There's still a little thing there. I'll have to clean that off later. I'll have to clean the bottom of the unit out. But I don't know. I don't really think I need to clean the back. Looks like it's okay. We'll give it a little quick run up here. Try and put this camera back in place. It's going to be blown away with wind noise, more than likely. Stop it. This is the high speed. Let it run up. Let it spin down. You see the spin down time. I don't think I'll stop the video with that. Thank you for watching. If you have any comments, feel free to leave them down below. And this is CP666 signing off, and I hope to see you next time. Until then, just in time. Look at that. And then I'm trying to kick the camera over like a boss.